For today. The topic is the prayer response, and the guest is Dr. CPoe. Dr. Poe, let's pick up where we left off last time and have you to perhaps address some of the issues that you'd like to talk about.
Yes. Dr. Haney, there's a real problem in our community today, in our communities and throughout the nation, I think, especially among our young people, I'd say teenagers especially, but also even adults. But the problem is that many of them have not recognized just how important prayer is. And to say prayer is to they've not recognized how important it is to have a relationship with God. Many of them seem to be imitating their peers in terms of the dress, as you know, the sagging, imitating their peers in terms of the use of profanity. There's a real serious lack of respect that's prevalent among many people today, our youth and even many adults. As I've shared before, I think on this program, I occasionally witness parents cursing their children. A lot of profanity being used today, as you know, on even in the media. And so to me this says that people don't recognize the importance of God or the importance of prayer. And it's really sad. And I think something needs to be done. The church needs to be more proactive. We need to be more evangelistic. We need to reach out in whatever way we can to connect with these young people, to draw them in, to help them to realize just how important, how all important having a relationship with the Lord is. And one of the ways you begin that relationship is through prayer. And so I want to say to anyone listening or watching today that please pray for your children, pray for your spouse, pray for your co-workers, pray for your boss, pray for our president, pray for our Congress. There's power through prayer. Power is available through us, to us through prayer. Pray for yourself. You're not in this world alone. God didn't put you here and leave you without resources. The greatest resource that any of us have, Dr. Haney, is God himself. He's available to us. His Spirit is available to us. He's wanting to communicate with us all the time. That is, he's communicating with us, and he wants us to try to communicate with him.
That's, I think that touches a lot of folks, Dr. Poe. That really does, because a lot of folks do find themselves in those situations, and I think that you get caught up, I think, in a lot of negative things in reference to life and in reference to lifestyles and etc. And then somehow you simply forget that there is a God, and you start living a lifestyle that seems to conform to this idea that God does not exist, and then you find yourself in real trouble, and then you don't have any kind of way out to perhaps help and save yourself. You see? That's true. And I think, as you've indicated, many experiences that we've had in terms of knowing people and etc., people taking their own lives and etc. And I think that you've said time and time again that when people become involved in a lot of things that generally lead to suicide and etc., that has something to do with what you call self-centered personalities, and those are individuals who really don't pray. You see, and I think that's very important.
Yes. When persons are not trying to live their lives pleasing to God, Dr. Haney, they open themselves up to the influence of the spirit of fear, which is a kind of a proper way of saying the devil. Or Satan. Satan comes in as he did in the life of Cain, you recall, and as a result of Cain not being willing to do the right thing, Satan pushed him to kill his brother. And so it's very important that we consciously try to live our lives pleasing to God, that we consciously try to do what God desires that we do. If we're not trying to do that, if we're out there trying to achieve our own goals, if we're out there trying to acquire more and more money, to acquire more and more things, then we have opened ourselves up to the devil, whether we realize it or not. And when that happens, we may end up doing a whole lot of things that we would not do ordinarily. So we've got a problem. The problem is that people have forgotten the fact or they not recognize the fact that they need God more than anything and anybody else in this life. And until they begin to move towards Him through prayer, through regular worship, through trying to live a life pleasing to God, they're in serious trouble of being overrun by the spirit of fear or by the spirit of Satan, and he will push people in so many negative directions.
And it's surprising